And that's not where the backlash is. The backlash is in your dual mass flywheel.
I don't feel any backlash when I'm driving.
Yeah, because you're a woman. Germans are so smart, okay? I mean, our climate gluers already used super glue when the others were still using duct tape. As the clutch wears out, it would normally change your pedal position and then it would feel differently. This actuator actually compensates for that. It has this mechanism in here and it kind of goes and turns slowly as this friction pad wears.
The second day we are actually working on my Discovery 3. We have taken the body off last Saturday and today we're going to move the frame into our garage and take the engine out. And of course, as always on a Saturday morning, Christian has to do first everybody else's projects.
It's M16 times 1.5 fine thread.
Yes, and half a Saturday is already over.
Well, the other half is for the Land Rover now.
Perfect.
Perfect. Okay.
Oh my God.
Good enough. Is that looking good? Going this way or that way?
No, it's looking good.
Ooh, there has something play.
What?
Yeah.
Perfect. I always think it looks like a Rolls Royce when the body is off.
In the last episode, we took the body off the frame, and that took us exactly 4.5 hours, including filming, which I think is not bad, even if there are some desktop mechanics out there who claim they can do that in 1.5 hours. And the next step is to take the engine out and dismantle the engine. We want to show you guys how an engine can look after 270,000 kilometers if it is really well maintained, which ours is. It is also absolutely running great, but it got glow plug problems and it needs a new clutch and several other things which are much easier to do with the body off. We also want to overhaul the entire chassis on this vehicle. We're basically going to take everything out of this chassis, then we're going to clean it thoroughly, grind it off and give it a good paint job.
I want to put in a rear locking differential.
We're not going to find a rear locking differential for the Discovery 3 manual transmission anywhere in Europe. That's 100% for sure. If you want that, we're going to have to put in an ARB air locker for 1,400 euros. That's the only way. Now the differentials are different between the automatic and the manual.
Yes.
Okay, let's get the engine out.
Yes, and by the way, today is the first day we have above 20 degrees.
This is the first time we're doing that on a Land Rover Discovery 3 with body off. It was relatively easy done on the Discovery 4, I gotta say, and I expect it to be much easier on this one.
17 years of corroded nuts and bolts.
There is no corrosion, okay?
That bolt looks good,
Yeah,
and that one.
Don't confuse our Australian viewers, okay?
I think that is wet dust. We're taking out all the unnecessary junk now.
We can do that faster than anyone, okay? Claiming they can do it in an hour and a half because we are YouTubers and we got something called time-lapse. Okay, there's part 1 out. Our front bumper is a winch mount. We made this all ourselves. Our patrons can download the winch mount bumper drawings and there are 2 videos you can watch how we built this. There's our winch mount.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'll deal with it later.
I think you need a new intercooler because corroding away and then you have a leak.
Out in the Saharan desert? Oh my God.
Oh yeah, on the camping stock route. This is done.
Oh, you need that new.
I already ordered that.
Oh, perfect. So, taking out the cooling van.
And we got copper grease on this, so it's always easy to get it out.
Oh.
There is a video from us how to flush the power steering.
Yes. Radiator.
Oh,
so easy.
So strong. This is so easy on the Discovery 3. It's unbelievable. Such a beautiful car. Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Oh my God, Christian.
Recovery point, which I made, with an M20 bolt
Yeah.
to the chassis. See, if you got really corroded bolts here, and the 15mm just slips right through because corrosion is so bad, use a 9/16, which is much tighter, and try to knock that one off. There we go. We may have to use some heat though. Perfect. Without snapping it off. Ah, piece of cake. Try to do that on a Toyota after 17 years. Perfect. Looks like new. The famous crossover pipe.
So easy.
It's such a beautiful car.
Yeah, it's the engine mount.
So we're getting really close.
Yes. I wonder why Christian always says it needs a new clutch. I didn't ruin the clutch.
If we do a big repair like that, we will put in a new clutch.
Oh, okay, but not because I ruined the clutch.
Okay, using a joint
Yes.
to get it out.
When you're working on those bolts, you're getting really close.
Oh, look. That one was loose, look.
Oh my God.
Jeez, Land Rover. This long one is the starter motor bolt. There must be two of those.
Yes, that is a ground stud. Look how corroded that is.
That causes at least 5 of those Facebook messages. Did anybody ever have that before? And here comes the starter. And when you relocate the diesel cooler, it's easy to get the starter out. It's as easy as on a Toyota.
Will I get a new starter motor?
No, that starter is an extremely good starter.
So he already installed the engine mount bracket that we built when we took out Fabian's engine. We bolted down, screwed down our rails so the engine stand is not going to drop into our pit. Yeah, you know, you see?
That's at
Exactly.
least the goal. No, it's 9.
Oh. Oh, the 9 looks like an 8. So Christian's gonna release that bracket, and then we can finally take off the remaining transmission bolts, and then we'll take the engine out.
Oops,
Oh, don't break anything.
I broke something.
Oh my God. They are all the same size.
Okay, I'm gonna lift up here the transmission a bit from underneath.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna lift the engine.
So now we see the first damage that Christian suspects, like the broken flywheel. Oh, okay, I know.
Now I got it.
Shit, we should have taken the sump out.
There's still lots of room on the sump. It's basically free. Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah.
Okay, all you gotta do is hold it now. And this should not be that loose. And that's why your car has so much backlash.
I don't even know what he's talking about. I don't feel any backlash. Engine is out at 15 minutes after 3, and we started, thanks to Harry, at 10:30. That's
So
like
it
really
doesn't-
down.
This way it doesn't drop from that height.
Oh, look at all that dirt.
But
Hey.
it's not leaking oil, that's a good thing.
Oh my God, that doesn't sound healthy.
No, it sounds good. And that's not where the backlash is. The backlash is in your dual mass flywheel.
I don't feel any backlash when I'm driving.
Yeah, because you're a woman. Okay, let's get this baby out. Got it? we can close our pit and take this baby apart. And you're gonna have to eat some chips.
Continue like this.
So this is what this baby looks like. And the manual trans is way easier to remove because you don't have to open up the flywheel bolts through the starter motor aperture. It would have been even possible to take it out with the alternator on, so that was even a waste of time. Nearly 270,000 kilometers.
Engine is out.
We're gonna get into that in a minute, but first I want to give you a lecture on what we are actually planning to replace. The lower intercooler is completely corroded.
Oh yeah, it's gone.
You saw that footage.
Yeah.
2 new air shocks, because when you look here, they have cracks. See?
Yes.
That's really bad. So I ordered 2 new ones. We're gonna do all sorts of corrosion protection and painting and stuff, of course. We got a bad boot here.
Yeah.
See? This one is not even that old. We're gonna have to fix that. We're gonna replace these 2 brake lines, left and right. They are original. They're 17 years old. We got 1 leak here.
Yeah, I think we have several leaks.
It's only this leak from the shifter.
Yeah, but how is that oil
because
dripping all over here?
Well, you know how oil goes. It goes down by gravity. We're not on the moon. I already ordered that from Land Rover and it was less than 10 euros. Now in here, we're gonna have to replace the thrust bearing. We're gonna replace that is the thrust bearing. We're gonna replace, of course, the clutch and the pressure plate. We had to cut this to take it out. It was all corroded. So I ordered a new line, 68 euros.
Oh my God.
Land Rover. We're gonna replace those 2 parking brake cables because they badly corroded here and they actually corroded at the end. And they make this parking brake motor getting stuck. Usually it's the cables and what's inside your hubs. That is jamming up because of dirt and corrosion, and that breaks that actuator. The actuator itself is actually pretty good. 60 euros each. We're gonna replace the stabilizer bar bushes here.
Yeah, but what about the stabilizer bar? It's almost non-existent anymore.
No, that's not true. This is not as bad as it looks. I'm gonna wire brush this and it's gonna be fine again. Corrosion gets 8 times the volume of regular steel, so that's why this looks so bad, okay? So if you take a millimeter off, the corrosion actually goes 8 millimeters out. Didn't you know that? So these 2 flex lines we're gonna replace left and right, and then the lower flex lines here we're gonna replace left and right. We have to open up our air compressor, which is the original air compressor, 17 years old, 270,000 kilometers, never made any problems. So the word out on the internet that these break is not true. They can actually work if you keep your air system in good condition and not leaking. So this thing only runs a minimum amount of time. And we use it almost daily. We're gonna open up this container and replace that drying material in here. The air ride height level sensors here are all corroded here on the bolts, and it would not be possible to take them out in the desert. So I want to free them all up, take them all out and put them back in. I'm not going to replace anything. I'm not going to replace the connectors or the switches. They are all perfectly fine and well proven. This air tank here, we're going to take it out and do corrosion protection, of course. This one we welded one time before because it has a leak and it was corroded.
Yeah, that is not rust.
This is not rust, it's just dirt. Okay, on the body, we just have to do some corrosion protection, mainly here on the sides. In order to do the work I'm describing, we're gonna have to get this body off the lift.
Why?
And get the frame on the lift, because some of the things we have to do on the frame can only be done on the lift.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna have to build a cart so we can wheel it around in our driveway. We're gonna grind this off, we're gonna treat it with certain chemicals. On the inside, on the outside, we're not going to use that stuff everybody recommends. We're going to use that stuff the Germans recommend. Germans are so smart, okay? I mean, our climate gluers already used super glue when the others were still using duct tape.
Police in Germany used drills and a crowbar to free a climate activist in Berlin after he glued his hand to a road during a nationwide protest on Monday. The man had used a special type of superglue that couldn't be dissolved using olive or sunflower oil. It took officers more than an hour to remove him from the scene.
We are the first who gonna program our lawn mowing robots to have a night driving ban to protect our hedgehogs. So night driving lawn mowing robots are history.
So I'm only gonna allow black undercoating, red and maybe military green, and not silver. Christian just paints the stuff on he has at hand. He doesn't think about what he's doing.
Silver is the right color
No,
for wheel
silver
arches.
and
So
green is not.
What color do you want the underbody painted in?
Black.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
She's gonna get the black.
And I want
Underbody.
orange, like the
Orange? Why do you want orange?
No,
Orange
no,
looks
red.
horrible.
Red.
Okay, now we are red.
or military green. You know, like my expedition
Okay,
fuel
then
canister.
we'll choose that military green, and we're gonna get certain things here.
Oh yeah,
painted
I'm gonna
like
get
this.
the air tank in military green.
Some of this stuff maybe in Raptor. Ooh. Fixed.
Yeah.
Fixed. See, that's genius car. It's so easy. Such
Yeah.
a beautiful car. So easy to work on. 15 minutes to do the timing belt. Last thing we're gonna do in this video is take the clutch off and the dual mass flywheel. I want to show you guys why I think that flywheel is broken, and maybe you guys can write in the comments what you think.
Oh, look at that. Christian broke it.
No, this is gonna be replaced. Okay, there's the clutch. And these count as worn out when this becomes even to the rivets.
Oh, I still have about 5 years
Yeah.
left. So we're only gonna buy that one new, not that
We're
one.
gonna buy all of it. See, this is one in here. We're gonna buy this new, and also it's a little bit burned. Every time you go from coast into power, okay, you have this backlash, and you feel this.
I don't feel any backlash when I'm shifting or when I'm coasting.
It's heavy. That was almost an accident. Okay. We got an oil leak on the rear crankshaft seal.
So that is a problem. Oh, look at that. The turbo is all black. Parts are coming in. Turbocharger inside stuff. New dual mass flywheel. Here's the old one.
Yeah. The dual mass flywheel is an expensive component. I think it had now a price of like 270 euros. I bet in other countries it's even more expensive, but it's manufactured in Germany by Look. When I inspect this component, there is no wear in the friction surface. I can feel how this thing works when I turn it like this. And when I compare this with the new one, yes, it feels a little different, a little bit better. So I'm now not sure if this is enough reason to replace this component with an expensive new one for 260 euros, or if it would be okay to keep this one. Why don't you guys let us know in the comments what you think? But no matter what you think, actually, we will put this one in because it already came through the door, and just look at it. Doesn't it look beautiful?
And you get the new needle bearing.
I just can't resist.
Yes, we'll put it in, of course.
I want to show you guys something else. Okay, can I continue now?
Yes.
The clutch. And we know that Toyotas burn through clutches like it would be nothing.
Oh, they do?
Yes, they do. I read this in the comments from the Toyota Facebook groups. And then they put a new clutch in, and the next guy writes, well, what about this clutch? Is it any good? And he said, yeah, I already went through 2 of those, and you can use that. The Land Rover comes with a Look self-adjusting clutch. That technology might be the same on a Toyota, okay? But what this technology does, it automatically readjusts the pressure plate based on the wear of the clutch friction disc. As the clutch wears out, it would normally change your pedal position and then it would feel differently. This actuator actually compensates for that. It has this mechanism in here, and it kind of goes and turns slowly as this friction pad wears. Here you can see how the spring is fully compressed and it has still room to go. And on the one out of Vera's clutch, you can see it's already fully extended. So it's, in my opinion, at the end of the stroke. Maybe I'm wrong again, I don't know, because the friction disc actually is hardly not worn at all.
Look at that.
And
It's much beefier.
This one has a thickness of 9.4.
Yes.
And this one has a thickness of 6.6. The pressure plate, brand new. The thrust bearing and the clutch from Look was only 224 euros. I mean, you can't resist. Also, a clutch like this has other mechanical features which wear out over time. For example, the springs will weaken. This spline, which is slipping back and forth on the gear shaft, is gonna wear out over some time. We did see red friction rust on the shaft. Now, if you would wanna use your old pressure plate and together with a new friction disc, okay, you could do that. Then you have to reset this pressure plate. And the way you do that is you make an arbor and you push down on here and then you twist this mechanism back counterclockwise. You sort of resetted it and then you could reuse it with a new friction disc, okay? Don't screw that up. That's it for in here, and we're gonna finish our engine disassembly now.
Perfect. But now we have to take out the injectors and all the diesel junk. That's not fun.
Yes, this video will be about taking out the injectors and the diesel junk. So let's start with. I'm gonna give you exact directions, okay? Here, take the biggest ratchet we have. You start with this bolt.
Left
Here.
side? That's my weakest side.
You want to use both hands, okay? And now you're gonna stand back there. You don't need to. Okay, this video is gonna extend now by a few hours. Now you don't touch the engine block. No, you stand behind it. There you go. Oh, now I'm impressed.
It has...
It has nothing.
No?
Focus on this now and don't say funny things.
Okay. Oh, you dropped the bearing.
And that's about it. I'm done cleaning frames for the rest of my life. That's for sure.
I took the rear differential out yesterday, so he has now easy access to that area. I nap during lunch break. And Christian paints the frame. Oh, look at how far he got. It looks so amazing. All the pieces hanging there. That was a lot of work.
Okay, I think I got it.